Hello. How are you, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time you're watching this video. I welcome you back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jamie Naftali. I am a pediatrician by profession. So in this channel, what I do is to create the awareness to mothers especially on common illnesses affecting children while growing up. I want to involve them and everybody else into their management to make them aware of these diseases that these children get when they grow up. So welcome into today's episode. If you're new, join the family by hitting that subscribe button. If you are that returning subscriber, thank you. You are a favorite person and you don't even know it yet. Thank you so much for always keeping tuned. So the video of today, most people have asked for it from my DMs and also from my email, is about cerebral palsy, a very common conditions with children. So let's go through the cerebral palsy. So watch this video until the end so that you'll go to ask questions when you are not sure. So let's go to it. So by definition, what is cerebral palsy? This is a group of disorder that mostly affects a person's ability to move, also to maintain balance and also the posture. So they're not able to move, and the cerebral palsy usually affects muscles mostly. We are going to see as we go on. So how does it come about? This is due to abnormal brain development. Either the brain has not developed so well of this baby when they were being born, or damage to the developing brain. So either there was abnormal brain development when they were before birth, or the damage is there while the brain is developing. So this affects the person's now ability to control their muscles. Like we said, mostly it affects the muscles. So which children do we get, or when do we diagnose this cerebral palsy? It is usually mostly diagnosed at the age of when the child is their first year of age, and also the second. So that is when the baby is 1 year old or 2 years old. This is the time that we are able to diagnose mostly this cerebral palsy. If the symptoms are mild, meaning the symptoms are not obvious, you might miss it, you might not be able to diagnose it until the child is a few years older. That is what we are saying. So let's see how these children with cerebral palsy present. How are you able to see a child and be able to say this might be cerebral palsy? Number one common symptom is delayed developmental milestones. So if you follow my videos so much, there's a video I did on developmental milestones. These are the milestones are what children should gain at a certain age, like walking, sitting with support, sitting without support, all that. Please check for that video I did on developmental milestones. So we are saying the children with cerebral palsy here, they have got delayed developmental milestones. This is what we mean. So you find that at 8 months, for example, a mother comes to hospital and tells you this baby has not yet sat on their own. They are not able to sit on their own at 8 months, and for sure this baby has delayed. Other example, if a child is already 18 months, that's around 1 year and a half, they are not able to walk yet. So this is an example of delayed developmental milestone. So this is what they present with, number one. Number two, they have seeming to have stiff or floppy muscles. So the muscles are very stiff, or in other words, we call it rigid. So this is the hand, this muscle here. So you find them folding their hands like this. So they are very rigid. When you try to bring them down, they are very rigid, very rigid. Or this is what we are saying stiffness. So others may be opposite. They have floppy muscles. When the opposite of rigidity this way, you are taking a lot of force to make them extend their arm like this. Others, their muscles may be just floppy. Floppy is when you just release it like this, it just falls. It just falls and it cannot hold itself. So we said mostly the cerebral palsy affects the muscles. So that is another way that they present with. They have fidgeting. jerky or clumsy movements. So you find them like having some movements, abnormal movements every time, random and controlled movements. They have muscle spasms are the same. So remember, again, it's all about muscles here. So this is how mostly these children with cerebral palsy will present. Now, how about how do we try or so before I got to there, how about, these are the bigger children especially, how about those small children, the small children, how are they able, how are you able to say that this child might be having cerebral palsy? These small babies, they have got difficulty in breastfeeding, sucking, and also swallowing. They do not have something we call sucking reflexes and also swallowing reflexes, and this gives a lot of difficulties, a lot of worries to mothers. So they are not able to suck by themselves. The reflexes is that ability to suck, that ability again to swallow. So for those small babies, they are not able to suck, they are not able also to swallow. Now, how do we reduce the risk? What are these risks, and how do we reduce the risk of cerebral palsy during pregnancy? Remember, we said it is before birth. There is damage during development, or the brain has got abnormal. We have abnormal brain development before birth, yeah? So that's why I want to see the risk and how to reduce them during pregnancy, the risk of cerebral palsy and how also to reduce. So this is now to mothers. Please be very, very keen here. So avoid alcohol intake, nicotine, all those things are going to interfere with babies' brain development. Hope you get it so well. Now, another way of reducing the risk of getting a child with cerebral palsy, mothers, you have to do early prenatal care or antenatal care. This is the care that you're supposed to start going very, very early to when you're pregnant for checkups and all of that, because during this is when we do things we call antenatal profile. Here, the mother's blood group is taken. We're able to know the mother's blood group. We are also able to know their rhesus factor, because we have things we call a rhesus incompatibility if your blood and that blood of the baby is not the same. So if there is incompatibility, we are able to address the issue as early as possible. Again, going for early antenatal care, early prenatal care. Now, again, during this prenatal care, antenatal care, it is when we make sure that the mothers get to use folic acid. Mothers, very, very important. Folic acid plays a 95% role into the development of this child's brain in the utero. In the utero meaning when this baby is inside the womb, even before they are born. So imagine when you're taking folic acid, those with things like you hear mothers saying that, I don't know, I feel nauseated every time I'm taking folic acid, and you don't eventually take them. If only you can know the risk you're putting your child through, you wouldn't not take those folic acids. Actually, we don't even begin taking folic acid immediately you're pregnant for the 9 months. No, you're supposed even to start even whenever you prepare yourself. You know, now I want to get pregnant. This is when we advise that you start using those folic acid like 2 months before or even earlier, because so that you're prepared and your womb is okay and the folic acid is enough. So use of folic acid, what it does, it reduces, we said it helps in the brain development, and also it reduces the risk of getting children that are premature. A premature baby is that baby that comes before, they come before the 36 weeks of gestation. We know the normal is up to 38, 37, 38, but if they come before the 36 weeks, definitely will have issues. This child did not stay in the womb and got what they're supposed to get before they are out of this womb. So mothers, use of folic acid is very essential. We are saying it reduces the risk of a premature baby, risk of prematurity, and prematurity is a significant cause of cerebral palsy. Hope this one you get so clearly. That's why we insist on use of folic acid. So I hope you get. Another way of reducing the risk of getting babies with cerebral palsy is about make sure you have your vaccinations are up to date. Again, infections during pregnancy. Again, the importance of doing early prenatal care. So I think early prenatal care gives most, I think 90% of prevention of getting these babies with cerebral palsy. So again, infections during pregnancy. We have infections we call torches. We have one T for the toxoplasma. Don't mind that one, I know it's a medical term, might disturb you, but you can try and see what this is. We have toxoplasma, torches. We also have rubella. Very serious when it gets into the baby's into the womb. Again, we also have cytomegalovirus, and finally we have herpes simplex. So this combination of these infections is what we are calling torches. And when you are screened very early when you're pregnant, you're able to be treated early, and we prevent the risk of these infections getting into the baby inside the womb, in the utero. So very important. Again, the importance of the early prenatal care. Hope this is very clear. Now, other things is fevers. Again, during pregnancy, we're able to screen, we see the causes of fever, and we treat early. Now, what are the symptoms in small babies? I think we mentioned this is difficulty sucking and also feeding. They have got poor head control. Normally, the baby should have neck or head support at 6 weeks. Imagine as early as 6 weeks they're able to have a strong neck and head. Now, if you notice that this baby still at a certain age later, they are not able to control their head, you just release it and it just falls. You hold, when you release it, it just falls. This might be a sign and symptoms for small babies of cerebral palsy. Failure to crawl or walk in expected time frames. Again, this part of delayed developmental milestones. They are not able to attain what they're supposed to attain in each age frame. Yeah. So you find that when breastfeeding and also bottle feeding, you will need a lot of support. You have to support the head while feeding. You also have to support the whole body. And you find that feeding these children with cerebral palsy is very difficult. It is very difficult. It's not an easy thing. So you're able to notice all these in small babies. Their sucking reflexes have not developed. Their swallowing reflexes have also not developed. Now, in conclusion, what we are saying about cerebral palsy in conclusion is that it is characterized by abnormal muscle tone. We say it is the muscles that are usually affected mostly. So it is characterized by abnormal muscle tone, yeah. Also reflexes or motor development and coordination. So the neurological lesion is primary and also permanent. Here the word is permanent. When the brain is damaged, it is irreversible. There's nothing that we can do about it. So this is what we are telling mothers, how important, the importance of, like we say, early antenatal care, visiting those, going for those clinics as early for the screening. We are able to see these infections. We are able to see, to know the rhesus incompatibility, for example, very early, and we're able to address it early. So this is, it causes the neurological lesion, and it is usually primary and also very permanent. Hope you get this well. Now, what is the treatment of children with cerebral palsy? First of all, let me start by saying mothers with children with cerebral palsy, it's not an easy thing. Big up to all of you, it is not an easy thing. These are children that you find you're going to do almost everything for them. Feeding, addressing, even bigger children, you have to come along. So mothers, big up to all of you if you have a child with cerebral palsy. Now, what we do is we need parents to be taught how to take care of these children. We say it's not easy, how to handle them, feeding them, dressing, carrying them. The small babies, you might find ourselves teaching the moms on how to feed using the NG tube, the nasogastric tubes. Yes, this is a tube that goes to the nose, through the mouth, to the stomach to feed, while remember we said the sucking reflex is not there, the swallowing reflex is not there. They're not able to pull the breast on their own because because the reflexes are not there, and we need again this baby to feed. So what do? We find ourselves even having feeding using the NG tube, the nasogastric tube being an option. So we have to be very close to mothers, and we also have to educate them. Other things very important, actually this is, I think, on top most treatment is therapies. We have physiotherapies, we also have occupational therapy. So for physiotherapy, we want to do, we trained on ambulation. We want to ambulate these, the legs or the hands of these babies. We want to stretch those muscles that have a spasticity. So we need to stretch them over. About occupational therapy, we want to treat and help these skills and interpersonal communication. We also want to do that. That is the occupational therapy. We want to instill the skills in these children and train them on how to live normal with this cerebral palsy. That's all about occupational therapy. About physiotherapy is about the exercises. Yes, we are saying we want to move the muscles so that they can stop being rigid. So that is it about, at least you have now the knowledge on cerebral palsy. Again, mothers, if you have a child with cerebral palsy, there are some mothers who really hide these children. This is very, very wrong. This is very bad. This is just like any other baby, any other child, only that they have this abnormality. And what you need to be there for this baby. You need to take good care of these children. Don't hide them. Let them be out there, play with other children. Be strong with this condition. Be strong for your baby. Take these babies for therapies. Take this baby for even those educational trainings about, if it's about cerebral palsy. Please don't fear. Please don't like hide yourselves or hide those children behind. All you need is, even if they are playing with other children, you need to be extra careful. You have to watch them every time. They might keep falling. You have to be extra careful with these children. So this is it about cerebral palsy. I hope those who asked for this video, I hope now you have something. You can comment in the comment section, also in my email. So this is it. Thank you for keeping tuned. Again, if you haven't subscribed, hit on the red button, subscribe to be part of us. We want to be a bigger family. Thank you for the 1.5k subscribers. I'm so thankful. So we are road to 5k subscribers, and I know it is possible, guys. So make us reach there. Share these videos widely. Like now, maybe there's a mother somewhere stranded with a baby with cerebral palsy. They really don't know where to start. So let these videos reach them. They might reach me. I say there's a number here that I'm going to give so that you can reach me. And if it's a personal question about your baby, it is at a fee. I'm going to give the number here. Also, I'm going to give the email here so that people can communicate through the emails, because I understand through the email is where majority are asking questions. So thank you so much. Even to the comment section, don't forget to reach there. Please let your notifications to be on, so that you can be among the first people to know every time I'm posting a new video here. So thank you so much. Until next time. Bye bye.